I don't know.
Can you hear the game?
Yeah, we're streaming. I've just got my TV up. Hello guys, and welcome to ALR Oceania. It's round 4, Singapore Grand Prix. The championship battle is as close as ever. 3 races and 3 battles. I'm joined today by AOR Charlie, my co-commentator.
Yes, hello guys. Very excited for this race. As you can see, there is 70
Yeah, indeed. The question that I really want to address today is they've had 3 races where they've been battling closely. You know, they can only go so many races without, you know, avoiding contact. So is it 3 times too many? Are we going to see possible contact between the championship front runners? It's going to be interesting to watch. The cars are heading out for qualifying, and it looks like we've got a dry session for the moment. But everyone is coming out. Well, I think you can't go past the top runner again, New Zealand Ryan, but it's you know, these guys have been really quick in practice, so it's going to be interesting to see how these guys get on with everything. So mostly everyone is out at the moment, so maybe there could be some weather at the end of the session. Yeah, we've got.
Through sector 2 now in 3rd gear, and this corner is very difficult for myself as he takes it in 4th gear, very close to the ball. That is a very nice corner again. Braking now just at the black box. Again, very 3rd gear under the Anderson Bridge, and there's a yellow flag in
sector 3.
Anyway, yeah, still on board with Harry Ryan now. Looks to be a pretty decent lap. We all know Harry Ryan isn't at the top of the championship, but I'd love to see him back. Maybe this is amazing, but I really don't know as it comes to sector 3 now in 3rd gear. Really walking back and swerve just a little bit up through the tunnel now. 3rd gear, very nice, and if you hit that wall on the left, the car will fly around the speed that a lot of times. Holding it in 3rd gear, very nicely here through the last 2 corners now. Harry Ryan, he will be the first one to cross the line, and what lap time will he get? 39.3, that's the position part of the and it looks, oh, Java, 37.4, great lap. He saw Italy. Now Asia up to the line and he sets a 39.1. 2 tenths clear of Harry Ryan.
So quick laps are coming in already. It's a great job there, Charlie, with the onboard. Master Berserk second, 38.3. So all the front runners are putting in their laps. VSR Fens now goes second, 37.5. So Hazard's Jared again with the early lap, setting the pace. Yellow's in sector 3. I'm not sure what's going on. Possibly people just trying to slow down and get some space. Let's find the championship leaders. New Zealand Ryan is coming down the back straight very slowly. So he's on a slow lap by the looks of it at the moment. And Tim McMurdoch has gone third.
So that was Jetson. Jetson has travelled up on the start-finish straight. I didn't actually see what happened there, but Tim McMurdoch was his. William Scott in third position with 38.2 behind his team. 37.5. Chip Sharp with a 39.6. Warden's actually staying in the pits, that's quite interesting. But Ryan looks to be starting his lap now. He's actually keeping it a bit, so maybe this won't be his fastest lap. So yeah, I think New Zealand Ryan's got a really good chance, but I think also Jaman has got a really good chance. I mean, remember him getting pole in Italy, but it wasn't the race he was looking for after crashing out at Let's Go 1. But yeah, hopefully he will put some pressure on the top guys today, bring him up into the championship standing.
Yeah, I believe we've got another new driver on the grid this week, Funk Guru D. So he's in the Ferrari. Welcome to him. Hopefully he can keep it out of the walls. Obviously, we know this is quite a long race. It's very draining mentally and physically for the drivers, and that's why I made that comment earlier. I hope that, you know, I don't want drama, but it'll be good to see drama, because, you know, they can only go so long without making contact with each other, and it'll probably most likely be serious contact. So we want to obviously try and avoid that, but again, for the spectators watching, it's going to be great. So hopefully there's some spiciness in this race today. We'll try and pick up the championship leader himself, New Zealand Ryan. And Warden hasn't set a lap either, so these guys down the bottom, they'll be needing to set a lap. Obviously traffic is quite a big problem around here, so it'll be interesting to see how we go. As my co-commentator left and rejoined.
Hello, I'm back, yes.
Yep.
I don't know, I really don't know what happened there. But anyway, New Zealand Ryan goes third position with a 37.6. Look at the difference between third and fourth. This is the championship we've all been waiting for. New Zealand Ryan versus Team Armada. These guys will go right to the end. So this is kind of the time in qualifying when no one is really on a lap. The only people on the track now is the two championship contenders and HO. New Zealand Ryan, Team Armada and HO 56. So yeah, I think Ben and Ryan are on their in lap, and HO looks to be on his out lap, and so is Alan. But yeah, the bottom 5 haven't set a lap yet, so can definitely spice up the order once they set their laps. But yeah, currently Jaman on pole position, so still a lot of time to improve.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we probably see maybe a really low 37, but the top 4 to be separated by 0.3 of a second is really close, and it's good racing. So Ryan looks like he's on an in lap by the looks of it. He's trying to get back to ensure he can get in and get back out again. But Prozanex, Warden, Aaron, Neon Treedome, who are both on out laps.
They can barely hit. Apparently the people can barely hear me, and you're very...
Yeah, I've made some changes, so that's why I haven't been talking as much. I've got someone who's providing me some feedback.
Yeah, I'll keep my mic as close to my mouth as possible.
Nice lag. So 5. Well, you don't have to shout. That's alright. I'm changing stuff.
So basically everyone is coming out of the pits now, we're about to. We've got Thomas going right behind Chimchar. Both teammates in their house looking very nice in the night of Singapore. There's a Red Bull who's actually on a flying lap here, HO56 opening in DOS now. Flying through sector 1 into sector 2 now, 4th gear. Very nice for HO. I've got high hopes for HO. I think he can put his Red Bull very high in the qualifying results today, but yeah, we will see. He is currently 9th with a 39.1. Probably wasn't his quickest lap that he can do, but as you all know, track evolution messes up the times a little bit, so you'll definitely get faster and low fuel for the drives as well. So we will see some amazing laps popping in very soon.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this session pans out with 1 minute 30 to go. We've got 5 more races after this. 5, or I think it's 6 more actually, sorry, 6 more races after this.
To the last 2 corners. Up to the line, and he puts his Red Bull in P5 with a 37.9, 2 tenths behind Team Marduk. And who else have we got on a lap? We've got Proza on a lap. Aaron seems to be going pretty slowly. I think he's getting ready to start his lap. So we will see all the drivers start their flying laps now. Only Black Knight in the pits, but I don't think he's actually here. He's probably away somewhere. But VSR Fens is about to set his lap time too. Try and get the best exit. He's actually in AI mode for me.
Okay, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh,
for me. 37.3. Yeah, I think he's just I think he's desyncing a bit. So he's retired after setting his lap. HO retired as well. No damage, he's just retired.
Jawad is getting out the way. I think Jawad hasn't got enough fuel, so on board with Team Marduk, the championship contender, through turn 1 now. In 4th gear, and Dominator puts his Mercedes splitting the championship contenders with a 37.7 as the checkered flag is now dropped. So last lap for all of these drivers. Only Jetson has crossed the line with a 47.7. That's not the greatest lap from him, so he will be starting 13th for now. But we've got Proza who's about to come flying to the line now, taking it very nicely through there. That could have been a corner cut, and I think it was actually a corner cut. Comes across the line and doesn't set a lap time in this session. I think that was the last corner cut, but Warden coming through sector 2 now. And who is the closest to the line? It looks like Chimchar's very close to the line. Poms to the Wind's actually the closest up to the line and puts his Haas in P9 for now, but there was a lot of drivers who haven't set their fastest lap of the session. Harry Ryan in the McLaren is flying through sector 3 as well. Shifts it down to 5th, which is very interesting. Up to the line, P10 for Harry Ryan. So that pretty good lap for 38.8, but he's been demoted down to 11th now. Team Armada coming through sector 3. There is a Ferrari in front of him.
Master Berserk sets a nice lap. He's only 300ths quicker. So the last runs here for our drivers.
Team Armada around the last few corners. Where is he going to put his Williams car? Opens the DRS.
Oh, pole!
And his pole.
Provisional pole. I think Ryan's cancelled his lap. He had an absolute shocker out of the S-bend there, the chicane. So Team Armada with provisional pole, and Black Knight hasn't set a lap time. So that's our grid.
That looks to be it.
That's our grid, ladies and gentlemen. Team Armada, first pole of the season. No, second pole. Sorry, second pole of the season.
Second pole. Hungary was a very good lap time as well. Congratulations to Team Marduk. With 37.1, 1/10 clear of Dominator. New Zealand Ryan retires from the session, so that is not the greatest qualifying from him. But Team Marduk will lead the field into turn 1. We lead the field into turn 1. Team Marduk with a 37.1 with Dominator in P2, Master Berserk P3, VSR Fens in P4, Jarrad, who got pole position last time, is in P5, New Zealand Ryan, the championship leader, not the greatest qualifying from him in P6, Aaron P7, Neon Tree Dome in P8, HO P9, Warden P10, Funk Guru is in P11, Palms to the win in the Haas is P12, Harry Ryan P13, Chimchar P14, Jetson P15, and Proza is plumb last after not setting a lap time. So, we will go down to the grid for the Singapore Grand Prix.
That's very interesting. You said Proza didn't set a lap time. Was that an invalidated lap? Was it?
I think he got an invalidated lap time.
Very unfortunate. But here we go.
It is race time for the Singapore Grand Prix. Who is going to win this race? What are your bets on, Cameron?
Well, Tim Mara, he wants to make it 2 wins this season. As you can see from Italy, he tried really hard. So we're having some lobby issues at the moment as well.
Oh, that's not good. Hopefully he can get back in the session.
Yeah, definitely indeed. Hopefully he can.
But here we go. The drivers are readying up to start this race. Like Cricketer said earlier in the stream, that this is a very long race. I think this is this the longest race? I'm not too sure.
I think it is the longest race of the season. So.
Yeah. So, we are getting ready to start this Singapore Marduk on pole position and New Zealand Ryan down the order. But here we go, the drivers are looking to the 5 red lights. And there's lights out and away we go, and that's an awful start for the Renault there. New Zealand Ryan drops massively behind. I don't know what happened to him, but into turn 1, Team Marduk leads the field. The Williams and VSR Fens is putting pressure on Master Berserk into turn 3 now, and it looks like Berserk keeps it, but New Zealand Ryan is down to P10 already. What has happened to him? He might have just completely missed the start. Warden up into P7 already, and he is challenging the Force India of Aaron. Funguru is down to P9 up, and he is side by side with New Zealand Ryan. Still side by side with New Zealand Ryan, as Dominator's actually joined back, and unfortunately he cannot race because he lagged out a bit too early, but positions are changing all the time. Jarrad is up into P3, VSR Fence has dropped down to P4. Warden up into P6 already. Great start from him. Ryan is trying to pick up the pieces in P8 after his awful start. There's a yellow flag, and it looks to be Pomps to the win. Yeah, Pomps to the win has got no front wing, so he will have to pit at the end of this lap. But Ryan down to P8 already. Cameron, what happened?
I'm not too sure. He must have just missed the start. It's absolute chaos on these opening laps. Tredome got forced wide at the exit of turn 5. There's absolute chaos everywhere on this opening lap, but Tim Marduk, he is on a charge at the moment. He will want to make sure he has the advantage here, and Warden's actually jumped a few spots as well. He's up 4, Harry Ryan's up 6, and he's battling with Ryan. Ryan actually gets that position, so Ryan is on that move up.
Ryan up in P7, and he's got his teammate of Warden right ahead of him, so those two would want to be fighting through the field now. A bit of traffic for Warden as well, so he wants to get through as quickly as possible. He's got the Force India of Aaron in front of him, but at the end of lap 1, we've got Team Marduk who leads the field 5 tenths clear of Master Berserk. We've got Jarrad who's coming in P3. That was a very wide. I think the Williams went very wide there with VSR Fence. HO's dropped massively down the field because he's pitted. Calm down. But Jetson is side by side with this Ferrari into turn 1. Warden already gets a 3-second time penalty. Contact between Jetson, and he's spun it at turn 1 and turn 2, so that was contact between the two Ferraris. Who's his teammate? I think that's
Funk Guru. So that's not going to go down well. That's not going to go down well next time out.
Definitely not.
I apologise for the people that are complaining about my mic. I am fiddling with settings. I'm trying to optimize it. Obviously it's the first time we're doing this on the fly pretty much, unfortunately guys, so just bear with us and we'll make sure that it's all good for you next time.
Yeah, so we've got Aaron, who's being pressurised by Warden still, but not an easy track to overtake because it is a street circuit, but straight line speed would be of great benefit around here, especially on the start finish straight, because that is basically where you can overtake unless someone makes a mistake or leaves the gap open. But Yeah, the field seems to be a little bit calmed down now with Team Marduk over a second ahead of Monster Berserk already.
Yeah, be definitely one to watch. We've got yellows in sector 3, and it's just gone away. So I think
Leon has hit the wall and he has lost a bit of his front. So
no good.
oh,
Yeah, and that was an answer back to Ben at the front. Ben set the fastest lap, and Ryan answered back quickly, and he will want to get past his teammate. He looks like he's got much more speed, and Warden's getting held up by Aaron in the Force Indy here at the moment.
Yeah, Monster Berserk is just about in the average range of Team Marduk, so that's unfortunately Ben didn't pull the gap long enough, but here's some fit crystallizing Javad. So Javad's looking very good for his first AOR Oceania tip here. Guys, between the top six.
So Master Berserk is actually keeping Ben honest. It's keeping within a second.
Just about.
And Hazardous Jared is doing a good job in third. Bad result last week after getting a brilliant pole position, and he nearly got it again this week. But he's definitely got pace, and he's really showing to be a promising talent here.
Yep, so coming through sector 3 now, the end of lap 3. Team Marduk will keep P1 for now, but that definitely changes. This is the longest track on the circuit. We've got Master Berserk. Wait, did I say longest track on the circuit? Javad is being clearly advanced as the master of Friends is in P4, Aaron P4, Water who's got 4 positions is in P6. Why? Got that awful start when the lights went out. I don't know what happened to him, but he is back in the field in P7. Koza has got 8 positions and he's starting last. He's already in the points having by P9, Charles and Jetson. P11 Guru is in the pits in P12. There's a lot of positions being changed. I don't know what I think that is, but Guru out of the pits in P12. H has got some P13 points to win. P14 Leon is in P15 and he has actually spun it. So not the greatest race for him.
Yeah, unfortunately. So Team Marduk is turning the taps up. He's pulled out 1.5 seconds at the front. And Master Berserk is actually looking like he's under pressure from Hazardous Jared here for second. They're going at it hammer and tonk. And the more these two keep fighting, the more Ben gets away into the distance. VSR Fens and Aaron. I think there's a bit of front wing loss there from Aaron. Yeah, he's made contact with the rear of the Williams. That's unfortunate.
Warden is trying to make. Oh, Aaron blocks it! What is he doing there? Warden has lost his front wing and down into P7 because New Zealand line is up into P5. Awful start, but yeah, Warden has got front wing damage.
Well, it's contact, but not the contact between the two drivers that we were perhaps looking for. Unfortunate. That is really going to hurt him. I think Aaron will pit straight away here. Yeah, Warden did as well. So early pit stops. I think these guys will be going onto the soft tyre.
Forza is got 10 positions in 5 laps. What a start for Forza.
That's a great job.
So Javad on the back of now 310 separate them as Javad is in rich. Slightly, but it's not enough to make a move. 2 tenths now separates them. So Warden and Aaron, what tyres are they on? They are on the soft compact tyres.
As
So
expected.
top six are all on ultra soft tyres. So I think the strategy here is a one stop. You go from ultra softs to super softs. I think it is.
Yep.
I think super softs is the more daring strategy, but softs will definitely take you to the end. As there's a yellow flag in sector 3. I have a feeling that's Leon who's lost his front wing again. But Javad 1/10 behind Master Berserk now. He's made a bit of a mistake there, so now he's not. He's 4 tenths behind now.
So Ben out the front. He wants that double, the pole and the win. He'll probably want the triple as well with the fastest lap, but he's pulled 2.2 seconds. And Tredome has retired from the session. I think he's just had enough. I think he's just had enough there, guys. So unfortunate for him.
Oh, Jared goes very wide there, so that's lost him a lot of time for him as well. But Ryan, he's going to be charging down BSR fence, and he wants to get up in the podium position as quickly as possible, because this can affect the championship. I think
definitely.
Yeah, if the position stays as it is, Team Marduk will be winning the championship.
Leading the championship, yep. Now we know Fens, for those that don't know, Fens is an absolute sweat at Singapore. He will do numerous laps, and he once held the somewhat dubious lap record.
Berserker's gone wide, and he's given the position to Jared, and Fens is now behind him.
We just caught the back end of that. No, we just caught the back end of that, so it's bit of a mistake there for Master Berserk. He won't want to do that.
Yeah, Jared's going to be chasing Team Marduk now.
Got a great helicopter cam here. Yellow's in sector 1.
I think that is Funkuru. Yes, he's lost all of his front wing.
And he's actually retired from the session. It's a bit unfortunate that these drivers, they just retire and they don't actually try and finish the race. But be what it may, that's their choice, their decision, and they have to live with that in the end. So Hazardous Jared has pulled already a second gap on Master Berserk, who's greatly under pressure from Fens. And look at in the background, there's that yellow Renault catching. The banana car is quick. He's closing that gap. Fens has DRS down the front straight.
It's going to be gaining ever so slightly on Master Berserk, but not enough.
Going all the way over to the right to get as much turn-in angle. A lot of front wing debris out of turn 3 there.
DRS once again for Fens. Ryan is not in the DRS range yet, but Fens is gaining on Master Berserk. Not as close as he was before.
Yeah, this battle for third is really close. There's not too much down the field as well, but Harry Ryan is on the alternate strategy. Started on the supers, so he'll be looking to go as long as he can and get on those ultras at the end and try and make up some positions. But a great start from Prozza from the back of the grid on those ultras to go from last to in the top 10. That's a solid effort. A drive that Fernando Alonso would be happy himself with, no doubt.
So New Zealand Ryan has got a McLaren right behind him with Prozza next, so I'm not sure what the gap difference between them two is. I'll just quickly check what their laps was last time. A 43.3 for New Zealand Ryan, and then Prozza next got a 42.6. So it looks like Prozza's gaining, as he's got a 3-second time penalty. Back to the front of Team Marduk is still holding P1 for now. A little bit of a mistake there. It looked like he went a bit wide, but hasn't lost him a bunch of time there. Master Berserk is trying to get that P2 back after his mistake that he made, and Ryan is still chasing down BSR Fens, and Prozza is chasing down Ryan too. But Warden is 16 seconds behind Jetson, but on the soft compound tyres, so I'm not sure if he can take them to the end. I'm not entirely sure, but he's trying his hardest.
Yeah, another unfortunate race for Warden. That was looking like it was going to be a better result, and just had some unfortunate contact. So, not the race that he would have wanted either, but you know, he's just got to plough on. He's sitting in the 1 point position at the moment. He's still in the points, and that's all he has to do, is just keep taking those points.
Yep, so Fens is right behind Master Berserk now, a lot closer than he was before. I thought he was going to go for the dive there, not quite, but the Williams is looking very threatening against the Force India. I think Fens will make a move very soon on Master Berserk. Maybe the next DRS straight, which is the start-finish straight, so... Oh, he's made a little bit of a mistake there as well. So Master Berserk has... Oh, into the pits comes Jawad and Master Berserk and Team Armadic as well. Very interesting. I think that's very early. I don't really know when they're meant to pit, but what tyres is Team Armadic going on? It is soft compound tyres for Team Armadic. What about Jawad? Jawad is on the super soft tyres.
I think everyone else will go on the supers. I think Ben is maybe just worried about the wear at the moment. He'll want to stay ahead of these guys.
That's very interesting though. That's very early for them guys. I wasn't expecting that, but that promotes VSL Fens into P1 for now, but he might have to block the undercut. Yeah,
undercut is very, very powerful here. So I think this is for Ben. This is just an insurance policy. This is just to make sure that he has enough wear, enough grip, and not as much wear. But the problem is he's going to be very vulnerable in the opening half of this stint. So you just got to keep it on the straight and narrow, and try and not get worried. Just try and get into a rhythm, and he should be okay. The undercut again, very powerful here. So the leaders at the moment, unofficial leaders, because they haven't pitted, will be having to cover it off this lap, I would assume.
Yeah, interesting to see Ben is actually in lean fuel mix, so I would expect him to be in Rich, to try and get past Fens and Ryan, and probably to pull away from Jawad, but it looks like he is in lean. Oh, now he's in Rich. Never mind. But VSL Fens, is he going to go into the pits? He's actually staying out. What about New Zealand Ryan? He's staying out as well. So it looks like everyone is trying to stay out and try and take those tyres as long as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, Team Armadic, it has to stay for P7 for now, but we'll gain those positions once everyone pits. Yeah, definitely.
I think what they're trying to do is Ryan's just trying to, and his ultras will be hurting, but he's trying to just take his tyres as long as possible. Fences, it just gets a massive amount of wheel spin off the corner onto the straight, but they're just trying to take these tyres as long as they possibly can to minimise the amount of running they have to do on their next stint, which in turn will reduce the amount of wear and give them more speed and pace. But again, it's the short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Jawad is right behind Team Armadic. This could actually change the this could actually change the positions here. This is for net P1. So yeah, Jawad just looks very.
Oh, it's contact.
Contact. Berserk up into P8. I think that was contact between Jawad and Master Berserk. Yeah,
I think Jawad just didn't put himself in a correct position to cover the attack from behind as well, because Berserk was there and he just left the door, and Berserk just put the nose. Berserk put the nose down there. Berserk's next penalty.
I think Aaron's just give it up as well.
Yeah, unfortunate to him as well. Lost some more front wing there. Lost the end plate.
Oh, Master Berserk makes a little bit of a mistake there. He gets a better exit compared to Team Armadic though. So that promotes Ponce to win up into P12. Fens has actually lost the position to Ryan as he is coming into the pits now. So interesting to see what position he comes out. I think he will come out behind Jawad and ahead of Warden, so that will be P9.
But these guys,
yes,
these guys are all over Ben right now. This is the tyre grip advantage, and I don't think Ben's going to be able to keep him behind for too much longer.
Yeah,
if he can, if he can, if he can hold them, it'll work out for him in the long run. But he's got to deal with the pressure at the moment. It's a real pressure situation at the moment. Fens has come out behind the unofficial positions for the top 3.
Yeah, Ben is fighting for his first championship in AOR. Master Berserk is going to try and put pressure on Team Marduk. He's going to go down the inside, contact between them two, and Master Berserk keeps P7, but he's done the switch back down the inside. Goes Master Berserk, even more contact, but Javad round the outside. Master Berserk, he's actually made the move stick. Great move from Javad round the outside of that corner there, amazing. But Javad has now, it's his turn to put pressure on Team Marduk, as again, more contact.
I think this is... Yeah, go. Sorry, I'll cut you off there. I was going to say that
these guys really want to get past as quickly as Marduk is very slow for their
but just got a little bit of lag from yourself, but yeah, indeed, it's a great move by Jared. I think the best thing probably for these two behind Ben, just keep swapping positions, keep putting the pressure on Ben and saying, look, we're fast, what are you going to do to keep us behind? But they're all over. Ben is just doing enough to keep them behind. This is incredible race. It's incredible driving. The Fens is catching these guys ever so slowly.
Here we go. Javad, it's his turn to try and put the pressure on Team Marduk. It looks like a better one from him side by side.
He's got an overlap.
On the start, finish straight.
He's got an overlap.
Javad is going to try and overtake Team Marduk.
Side by side. He's got the line.
Turn 3, more contact between them two. Master Berserk is just looking and hoping that they make contact so we can get through as quickly as possible, but still side by side into turn 5 that is, and switch back for Javad. And none of them actually have DRS. Actually, Master Berserk's got DRS. Could this be 3 wide? I'm not too sure. It's definitely 2 wide. Master Berserk is in there. Yes, it is 3 wide between them 3, sorry. But Team Marduk pushes Javad off the track, and Javad will have to fall in. P7 still side by side between these two, but Ben still holds P6.
This is unbelievable driving. Ben, I don't know how he managed to keep them behind him. He didn't have the line into either of those corners, but they went side by side everywhere. Unbelievable driving, and great credit. They gave each other racing room. Down to the bridge hairpin.
Javad and Master Berserk are not going to be very happy. They want to get through Team Marduk because they know they've got quite a lot of pace in those cars compared to him, because Ben is on the soft compound tyres. But Ben will definitely have the advantage at the end of the race because the super sauce will definitely be worn out. So yeah, Ben,
especially with the dirty air that they're getting behind each other. I mean, this is really playing into Ryan's hands. Ryan is I'm going to give you a gap. He's just about 20 seconds ahead.
And Pozza and Ryan have pitted.
Now they've pitted.
So what position are they going to come out in?
They're just coming round.
I think I can sense a comeback from New Zealand, Ryan.
Yep. Jared, contact! Jared down the inside, of contact on turn-in. Again, they go side by side. Jared has got to be more aggressive. He's got to fend him off. He's ahead! He's ahead! Jared with a great move. Ben down the inside again.
He's not giving up. Ben is not giving up. DRS is on Team Marduk's side here. And it looks like Master Berserk is going side by side with Team Marduk as well. He can lose 2 positions in 1 sector. Master Berserk goes round the outside of Team Marduk, and it looks like that is the position changed. Javad up into P3, Master Berserk is in P4, and Ben has fallen to P5. And he's got his teammate right behind him.
A valiant effort from Ben, but he just couldn't hold on any longer, and he's got a very quick fence behind him. This is really going to change the shape of the championship depending where Ryan finishes.
Ryan is in P7 and on the super soft tyres, and Master Berserk is still behind Javad, and he's got Jetson right in front of him too.
So Jetson has not, I think, has he pitted? Yes, no he hasn't. So Jetson and Ryan are the only ones yet to pit. Ryan is not too far.
Seems to be going very slowly.
Ryan is not too far behind Fens either, so it's all coming back at the end.
Jetson has made contact between them two, and that is front wing gone for Master Berserk. Jetson is going way too slowly, and he's Javad is trying to go around the inside. And oh no, that was going to be close. They were both going into the pits at the same time.
Berserk's pitting.
He's going side by side with his teammate. Fens is trying to get through. He's been pushed off the track ever so slightly there, but
Berserk is pitting for a new. Berserk's pitting for a new front wing. So again, it's just not going right. They're just just get too wild here. They didn't need to be going 3 wide into the last corner. It was just unthinkable.
Pozza's trying to make a move on Warden 99. He's got the DRS open, and they're going to go side by side. Renault versus McLaren through sector 1 now. DRS is on Pozza's side, and who's going to break the latest into turn 7? It looks like Warden is. He's been pushed off the track as Pozza, but still side by side into turn 8 now. Pozza's pushing Warden off the track. They're still side by side into turn 9 now. It's contact, and Pozza's been spun around, and so is Warden, and that is disastrous. They're both spun round, and Chimchar is going to be seeing them stopped on the mini map, and hopefully he can get through as quickly as possible. But Warden still ahead of him, but Pozza's definitely not going to be happy. Both of them aren't going to be happy.
I didn't catch that too much. I just caught the end where they were sitting together, tangled, collected in a mess. Not good driving by the sound of it. Either someone was too offensive or someone was too aggressive. Yeah,
I'm not too sure whose fault that was, but it looks like those two are going to have to pull themselves back with lap 14 out of 31. About to pass the halfway mark, but Timo Marduk is in P3, net P2 for now because Harry Ryan hasn't pitted yet.
His tyres, he's on that lap, he was 2 seconds slower than his best, I think, there. And Ryan is going quick. Look at this, he's right on the back of Fens.
This, I think Ryan is having a comeback here. Timo Marduk, after seeing that fastest lap, he's gonna be bricking it. He is not gonna be. He is under pressure a lot. Ryan is in DRS range of Fens now. This is going to be a good battle.
I think the real key here for Ben will be to put as many cars as he can between him and Ryan, and it's all going to depend on Jared. I think Jared, how much tyre wear has Jared got? After sitting all those laps in behind Ben.
Yeah. Ryan is even closer to VSR Fens and closer to his championship rival. Timo Marduk.
Fens is all over the place.
In the turn 13 now, it definitely looks like it.
I'm not sure whether that's lag or desync or he's just getting massive amount of wheel spins. But Ryan just looks a bit apprehensive to go for the overtake and throw it down the inside. Maybe he's just trying to set him up here. But Ben is falling away. He's just, it just looks like a bit. I'm not too sure, but Fens is right on his tail now as well.
Definitely. So it looks like Fens is gonna have the better run here. It definitely looks like it into turn 22 and turn 23. Who has got the better run? It looks like Fens has, and he's got DRS over, but he is in lean mixture, which is very interesting compared to Ryan. He is in rich, so yeah, Ryan is pushing all he can, but Timo Marduk seems to be struggling.
I think Fens might be trying to just manage his tyre wear, perhaps, because that gets a stop-go penalty. So his penalty list grows ever longer.
Oh,
Warden.
Ryan and VSR Fens is going side by side. This is not going to be good for Timo Marduk because he wants to keep a car between them two. New Zealand Ryan down the inside, he goes into turn 7, and that is him up into P4, right behind his championship rival, Timo Marduk.
Great job. And I think Harry,
Ryan is right ahead of
Harry's tyres have gone massively off. Jared is just pulling away in the distance. This will be good for Jared. Get himself a gap, he can settle down, get into a rhythm. And Ben needs to clear Harry as soon as possible. Harry just makes contact with the wall there on turning across the bridge. Ben's just got much better grip. Look at Ryan. Ryan is absolutely monstering behind Ben. Harry gets out of the way.
Harry Ryan's let through, so
Harry Ryan gets out of the way, credit.
But Ben's made a mistake. Is this... Oh, I was about to say, is this a championship move? But it looks like Ryan is going to hold it.
Runs wide.
Look, Ben is trying
Fens.
so much VSR Fens is trying to put his car in the mix here, but Fens just has to hold back for a little bit. But Ryan is putting so much pressure on the championship contender. But
Yeah, I think Fens is lagging or desyncing here at the moment, which is not good. But I was going to say, Frozza and Warden were going out as well, and Frozza's actually overtaken Warden.
Timo Marduk and New Zealand Ryan are going side by side on the start-finish straight. battle we've all been waiting for here, but Ryan is just going to slot back and he's going to try and go for it very soon, but Ben is under so much pressure right now. But still, Ryan is so much closer into turn 5, and Ben's got an awful run. New Zealand one's got DRS, he's putting it in Rich, and so is Ben, side by side with the championship contenders here. Who's going to come out on top? It looks to be Team Martin's got the inside line. New Zealand Ryan's going to break as late as he dares, and he's
runs wide
there. New Zealand Ryan, Team Martin is going to try and get it back. Round the outside he goes, Team Martin into turn 8. It is, it looks like Ryan's got it.
He's conceded position, Ben. Ben's conceded the position there.
P2 for Ryan, and Team Martin has to settle back, and that is not gonna. He is not gonna be happy with that. But he has got the advantage at the end of the race with his tyres being a bit better than the super softs.
And with all these guys battling, it's a 3.5 second gap to the leader. But Ryan will be able to close that down. I have no doubt about that. But it was the inevitable. They were going to battle at some point. They managed to keep it clean. And I was going to make the comment: how much is Ben going to defend? He's going to be valiant in defence, but I just don't think he's got the grip at the moment, and he's got the tyre life to be able to defend. Unfortunately, that'll come back to him in the later of the race. Yeah, Fens has got a lot of internet connection issues at the moment. He's hitting every wall on the screen and not getting any damage, so that's disconnection, desync.
Right, so I'm gonna check the penalties, and hopefully it will determine what the race results will be. So Javad has got 1 3-second time penalty. Ryan has got 0, and Ben has also got 0. So yeah, but you can see Ryan is pulling the gap now to Ben.
Yeah, and Ben's still just doesn't look like he's comfortable enough on those softs. Doesn't look like he's got the car set up well enough for them. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to push through. I don't think he's gonna yield to his teammate here, even if he's on the faster tyre.
He's got a championship to fight for, but remember, Fence is actually in P3 in the standings, so yeah, I don't think team orders will be a thing between these two because they're both battling for the championship.
And the constructors championship is you know, being led as well by these Williams. They don't have to do anything stupid. So everyone
putting incredible pressure on Ben now, but he is in lean. It's very interesting that he's in lean.
Yeah.
VSR Fens, but Team Mardic isn't rich, so he's trying to pull a bit of a gap to Fens and trying to catch up to New Zealand Ryan. But Ryan already 2.2 seconds, 2.2 seconds behind Jarrad. So we will probably see a move between them two very soon.
I just want to quickly evidence Harry Ryan is still yet to pit on those supers that he started on, and I think here it's going to be very interesting to watch these leaders that are on the supers, how much their tyres go off. I think Ryan might be in a little bit better position because he pitted a bit later, but you can see how much Harry is just struggling. Ben will not want Ryan to win this race. That is clear.
Yep, Harry Ryan now pits. It looks like his tyres are absolutely dead. And he puts on the ultra soft tyres, so he's going to be very quick compared to everyone's old tyres. So yeah, very it's going to be pretty interesting to see where Harry finishes in this race.
Yeah, definitely interesting. So 2-second gap between first and second. T-Vet Mark third, and he's got a little gap to his teammate, about a car length. We'll be looking to hold that, and Harry Ryan has indeed pitted here. He's on the ultras.
Yeah, so he's going to be very quick, but Fens is still behind Team Mardic here. But let's just go down to the field. Pommels with the win is gaining on Warden as well, so that could be a battle we could have a look at. I think Warden hasn't had the greatest luck in the start of this league, so he would like to see a better race next time in Malaysia. So yeah, a bit unfortunate for him, but his teammate New Zealand Ryan is 1.5 seconds behind Jarrad now, so yeah, very, very close.
Well, the craziness, the chaos is gone from this race. There's chaos for about the first 15 laps or so, and now it's just settling down. Everyone's just trying to make it to the end of the race here.
Yeah. So we have got... Oh, Ben makes a slight mistake there. He goes a little bit too deep, and Fence is on the back of him. And Fence is now in Rich. He's actually put it down to standard again, so... Maybe he doesn't want to make a move on Ben just yet, but he will probably have to soon because he's getting very close.
Warden
with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Now that's interesting on older super softs. He's just trying to pull a gap to Poms at the moment. So
back to the front. Looks like Jared is... He's got quite low fuel as well, 0.09 plus laps of fuel. And Ryan has got 0.67 plus laps of fuel as well, so... Ryan seems to be... He's got a benefit on the fuel, but will he get through with 12 laps to go of this Singapore Grand Prix? And Harry Ryan is right in the back of Jetson on those ultra soft tyres, and that is not good. Team Armada a 3-second time penalty, and that could definitely change the result at the end of the race. So, Cameron, do you think Ryan will get through? Oh. So it comes out again. Hello? Is there problems with the mic?
oh, I muted my mic. I did all that talking. I muted my mic. Yeah. So what I was saying there is, with penalties and everything, Ben will hope that he can get second from Jared, but with his penalty, I don't think that will happen in the end, unfortunately. But the two Williams are really close together, so it's going to be interesting again. Still, we've got 9 laps of this race left.
Yep, so we've got Jared 1.1 seconds, 1 second now, with the difference between Ryan and Jared, but not in DRS range just yet. How many viewers have we got, Cameron?
I think we've got about between 80 and 90 viewers. 80
to 90 viewers, thank you very much, guys. Real pleasure being in the commentary box as always, but back to the action. Harry Ryan is 2/10 behind. Jetson contact between them two. Has Harry got front wing damage? I can't really see. I think he might do.
He's lost a bit of the element on the front right there, the upper right element.
Oh look, he goes very wide there. And Warden is going to try and make a move side by side between Harry Ryan and Warden 99, and it looks like Warden's got it. Look at his tyres though, Warden. His tyres look very screwed over. He pushes Harry off the track there, but Harry's not going to be pretty happy with that. But yeah, so he's going to be gaining on Jetson. But back to the front, Ryan is 8/10 behind Jared.
Yeah, Warden's tyres are just starting to show the effects of graining, so half a second between the two.
New Zealand Ryan now 3/10 behind, and if he gets past Jared, Ben will not be happy. But Jared, he's got 9 seconds worth of penalties now, so That's definitely not good. I think Ryan will probably know if he's got the penalties because Jeff would have told him. But Jetson is falling down the field. He's going side by side with Harry Ryan still. Soft compound tyres versus ultra softs. It looks like the ultra softs will take it, but Jetson hasn't given up. He's done a late move into there, and there's more contact between them two. Ryan has to go off the track ever so slightly, but it looks like Harry will keep P9. Is it? He's gone for another move with as Jetson, and he's pushing him off the track, and that's just not very
sporting.
Kind racing between these. Harry's actually pushed him into the wall, and Jetson has got front wing damage.
And the reason behind all this, these two had a bit of a coming together in Italy, and they had a bit of a fallout, and they're not happy with each other's driving at the moment. So I don't think...
New Zealand and Ryan now takes the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. Jarrad falls behind, and now Ben is going to be gaining on Jarrad ever so slightly. But Fens is still right behind Team Marduk. I think Fens will wait until the last few laps, and he will put the hammer down as Jetson has to pit on, as he has to change his front wing.
Yeah, unfortunate for Jetson, but again, I don't think he'll be too happy with the driving displayed there. But I think it was equal blame on both sides. They didn't really give each other enough room, and when someone's on a quicker tyre, you can't really force the issue too much.
So 12 drivers remain of this Singapore Grand Prix. Master Berserk has been lapped by VSR Fens and Team Marduk. So it's not the greatest race from him. I think he started well up the order as well. He started P3, so... Oh, Ryan's got a 3-second time penalty. So that evens out Tim Marduk and Ryan now, so... Yeah, we'll hopefully see Tim Marduk catch up to Jarrad soon. So he can try and catch up to Ryan, but obviously it's going to be pretty difficult to get past New Zealand Ryan. As we all know, he's got a lot of pace in that Renault banana car.
So if we look at this, there is a lapped, I think that's a lapped Force India behind the two Williams there, so that's not to worry. But Trozza is 5 seconds behind, so if two Williams have a bit of a coming together, he could clean up the scraps and find himself on the podium. Obviously we hope that nothing happens between the two Williams, but you never know. We've got about 6 laps to go.
7.
8
actually. Wait, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Yeah.
8.
About 7 or 8.
This one. I get confused with that.
I undercut myself by 1.
Yeah. So VSR Fens, 4 tenths behind Ben now, not as close as he was, but I think Fens can easily pull that back with points to the win, get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix of 140.291 for Poms to the win. Very good lap.
And he's all over Jetson at the moment.
Yeah, he is. I think we'll see Poms to win make the move very soon because those ultra soft tyres are definitely better compared to those super softs.
He's got that car hooked up at the moment.
DRS enabled side by side between Poms to the win and Jetson into turn 7. I think this
round
is
the outside.
Contact there.
Nice move. Jetson with.
Oh, Jetson is still going to keep his nose in like he did to Harry Ryan. And I think that is the move done. Poms to win up into P10, and he will happily take that 1 point.
When someone, I'm trying to question why he would try and dive back up the inside like that. When someone makes a great move on fresh tyres around your outside, you've got no comeback. You have to accept that move. I mean, as much as he would like to finish 10th and get that 1 point, he's just got to accept that, you know, that's his hand that he's been dealt for the day, and he can't do anything about it, unfortunately. So both halves in the top 10 at the moment.
Yep, so it looks like Team Marduk is not gaining on Jarrad. I think his only option is to stay in P3, and he will fall behind in the championship to New Zealand Ryan. I
think Jarrad has a few penalties though, so he could well and truly end up in second, just depending on how many. But then again, Fens, I don't think, does Fens have any penalties? I'm not too sure. If he doesn't have any, he could be the real benefactor here. Currently watching the battle for P7 at the moment. Ward is close behind H, and H just knocked the wall, lost a bit of end plate. That's really going to hurt. Warden is right on his exhaust. He's looking to get that move done. Yeah, HO's got massive understeer there. Really under pressure. Contact there. Warden was trying to stick the nose in. We've got yellows. Oh no! Pumps for the win! Pumps for the win has bottled it in Sector 2. This is a big turning point. Unbelievable. That's just after the Sector 1. That is not good for Poms at all. That is really unfortunate. So Jetson will get that 10th place in the 1 point in the end. Really unfortunate. Warden has actually now got past HO. And Chimchar is in 6th, so he's the lone point scorer at the moment. Crosser in 5th. He's a full 5 seconds still behind Fens. Fens still half a second behind Ben. And Ben and Hazardous Jared are separated by 4 seconds. 5 seconds nearly. And Ryan has got past. He's in the lead of the race. He has got a lead of 3.7. He's opened that gap to negate that penalty. And he's done a great job. 4 laps to go in the AOR Oceania Singapore Grand Prix. Hazardous Jared, really impressed with his drive today. He's done a really good job. Jetson is now lapped. He gets out of the way. Fens will be hoping that Jetson just gets in the way a little bit here and just holds him up somewhat. Just experiencing some issues with my co-commentator here. I'm just trying to sort it out. So Ryan, really good race from him, and this is probably one of his best drives that I've ever seen. The comeback from a poor start to win the race.
Why do I mute myself?
Welcome back.
That's the thing with Discord, isn't it? I was about... Oh, VSR Fens has dropped 2 seconds behind. No.
A second.
Nice lag.
No, he's about a second. I was just going to say, I think Ryan is probably one of his best drives that I've ever seen from him so far. To lose that many positions on the opening lap and come back to win the race and win it by a comfortable margin as well is a really solid job. And I think, really, to be honest, he has to get driver of the day. It's a really top job.
With you, Cameron. New Zealand Ryan, after starting, what position was it? It was
P6, I think it was P6,
P6?
And he was
P6.
He was out of the points on the first lap. I mean, the only other thing as well, Proza started from the back and gets driver, and he's in the points. He's done a great job as well, and I think he made up a lot of those positions on that opening lap. So, but I mean, in terms of a championship position, you have to give it to Ryan because the championship is so tightly contested at the moment, and every point between him and Ben is so crucial. So I think definitely. he's done a stellar job, and my hat goes off to him. He's done a really good job.
Yep, definitely agree with you. So if we could give 2 driver of the days, definitely Proza and Ryan. But yeah, Ryan would take my driver of the day. after making his mistake on lap 1. I really don't know what happened. We need to check his POV after the race, but yeah, I mean, he's fought his way through the field, and after passing his championship rival, it looks like he will take the W here. He will take the full 25 points, and the gap difference will be 20 now, as Jetson says the fast lap the Grand Prix. But obviously, we have to give a shout out to Prozo, obviously, starting plumb last after not setting a lap time in qualifying, up into P5, 10 points. I think if after qualifying, if we told him that he would have got P5 after his qualifying, he would not believe us. But definitely, he's done it. P5, 10 points.
Yeah, great.
Definitely be happy with that.
Great drive, definitely, but he's just slightly overshadowed, I think, and that's not favouritism at all. If Ryan had not had such a bad opening lap and still won the race, I think we would have given it to Prozo, but because he absolutely bottled that first lap, he's done such a great job to get back to where he needed to be, and he's done it. He's winning the race, and he will win the race unless anything strange and alien happens. I don't think it will, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, real shame for Team Amarek. After starting pole position, has gone down to P3. I think he was very, very confident that he was going to win this.
Jared's struggling. Jared's got a puncture, rear right puncture. He's used those tyres too much. That is
so surprising here.
That is absolutely disastrous.
No, Jared. He's fallen down the order. It was such a good race for Jared.
He's hit the wall now as well. He's done such a good job today. Such a great drive, and have it come undone, and he's just lost control. It's all gone from bad to worse. Really unfortunate. Ben, well, I think he'll still finish on the podium here, because I don't know how many penalties Fens has, but this will help him a lot.
Oh, real shame for Jared. That's such a shame.
Great drive from Jared.
Oh, that could have been his first podium as well.
I think we've only seen the beginning of Hazardous Jared here in this league. Yeah, there's still more races to come, and there's more opportunities for him to shine.
Yeah.
So Fens has dropped back slightly for the finish of the race. He's just cruising.
So the difference between P1 and P2 is in points is how many points is it?
I think it was a 10-point gap or something. I think.
Yes, I mean the difference between P1 and P2 is 7 points.
I just on board with Warden and Chimchars. Warden gets the move done down the inside. A great recovery drive for him today as well.
Yeah. And Chimchar has gone up 8 positions, but I was going to say the gap difference will be 17 points now between Team Amarek and New Zealand Lion. After Jared, that's such a disappointing. Oh, I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, definitely.
Down into P8, he's only going to get 4 points, but maybe we might see a few other drivers get punctures here.
Yeah, but
it's turning the start of
depends how we go and what their setup is like. Warden's got a fair bit of graining on his tyres as he's pulling away from Chimchar.
Yep, as New Zealand Wine starts the final lap of this Singapore Grand Prix.
Fens and Ben both have some pretty nice graining on their tyres as well.
Yeah.
So it's getting to that stage of the race. Jared's just probably run his tyre a little bit too hard. I think that was that opening half of the stint. He just stuck behind Ben and they were battling. The dirty air has just cooked his tyres, unfortunately for him. We could see a fastest lap of the race though from him at the end. He's closing down on HO.
You could get 6 points here on HO.
Well, what can you do? This championship just continues to throw up spin after spin after spin. You never know what's going to happen. You never know which way to look. And that's why this is such good racing to watch. The game might have its issues, but it's such a good game for racing.
Come on, Jalad. Yes, side by side for Jawad and Chimchar. It looks like Jawad has made the move pretty easily, but I don't think AJ's going to give the position back. But on board with New Zealand, Ryan, the championship leader, is going to extend his championship, and the gap difference between P1 and P2 will be 17 points with Team Marduk in second position. But coming through the last few corners, what a recovery drive from New Zealand, Ryan. He is going to be very, very happy with this result. The fireworks are going to be New Zealand Ryan's tonight, up to the line, and he takes P1 in the Singapore Grand Prix. Fantastic drive from him, and Team Marduk will have to take P2 for this race, and VSR Fens, who will finish up the podium in P3. Proza, 12 positions. What a race for him. 12 points for his championship, and Warden will come home in P5. There's a yellow flag.
That'll be for Proza.
Yeah, Proza's
on the line.
He's lost all of his fun when going over the line. But Warden coming through the last few corners, he can see the fireworks, but unfortunately they are for New Zealand Ryan. But Warden through the final corner, and he'll take 10 points. P5 for him. Chimchar up to the line, and he'll take 8 points. And Jarrad.
So Warden had penalties. Warden, with those penalties, he finishes behind Chimchar. So
yeah, Warden P6, so Chimchar P5.
Jared with penalties finishes 8th. HO gets 7th position back off him. Harry Ryan will finish 9th. Jetson will finish 10th.
Master Berserk comes home.
And Berserk doesn't get a finish. He DNFs, but he completed 90%.
It doesn't matter, he wasn't going to get points. But Harry Ryan up to the line, he's going to take P9. Jetson is going to come home in P10. Oh, Jesus, that was very close.
Well, great race for those guys.
Jetson up to the line, and he takes P10. Oh, and smashes into the top. But what a race. We will try and get the podium in for interviews. So just bear with us, please. But we will go down to the podium celebrations.
Ryan's changed his avatar. Ryan's changed his avatar. Now I know why. I know why he's done that. It's an inside joke for the viewers who commentate on Ben's video. So there's that one. Enjoy that one, everyone. So I'm just waiting. We'll show you the championship standings as well.
Those are the results. We've got New Zealand Ryan, who takes 25 points for the championship, with Team Marduk in second. VSR Fens P3, Proza P4, Chimchar P5, Warden P6, HO P7, Jarrad is in P8, Harry Ryan P9, Jetson P10, and the DNFs of Master Berserk, Problems for the win, Aaron, Von Guru, and Neon. We'll show you the standings after once we're back in the lobby.
Yeah, we'll have to do it in the lobby.
We'll try and get people in for the interviews.
Chimchar without any penalties. Well done
you need to
him.
Yourself, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm just doing. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you. So those are the standings going into Malaysia. We've got New Zealand Ryan with 90 points, 17 points in front of Team Marduk. VSR Fens has got 48 points, 42 points behind Team Marduk. Warden 4th with 36. Proza is 5th. HO is 6th. Master Berserk is 7th. Aaron is 8th. Chimchar is 9th. Poms is 10th. Dominator 11th, Neon, Jarrad, Harry, Jetson, Black Knight, and Funk Guru. So yeah, we'll try and get people in. We've got Ryan, Fens. We just need to get Team at Marduk in the Discord chat.
So apparently I was meant to retire according to Greek, but I never got a message.
You did have a lot of lag and what looked to be desync. So it probably would have been good if you had of retired, or...
I never got a message from Greg. I got a message from someone else that said, dude, you... Well, let me actually read it. Oh, it's not loading because I'm switching back to my normal. It said, "Do you want to do Drivers' Championship with me?" But Greek's one, I just looked and I did actually get a message, but rip.
Right.
Just waiting for Ben to join. Don't know whether I can actually move him. No. While we're waiting for Ben, we might as well start the podium interviews. So, starting off with first, Mr. Ryan, congratulations. I see the inside joke. Just give us a brief overview. You had a terrible opening lap. Yeah, explain what happened today.
I was not paying attention.
Yeah, not paying attention.
I thought there was a formation lap for some stupid reason, and there was not. And yeah, but Singapore's a favourite track of mine, so I knew I could come back.
Yep. No, very good, really good drive. We've actually given you driver of the day for that comeback drive. There was a few other options we could have given you. I mean, Prosser from the back of the grid to finish P5, so a great drive for him. But just the championship situation and that sort of thing, that your drive was just outstanding. So yeah, well done, congratulations. We're still waiting for Team at Marnet.
He just said hard.
He's on Discord.
Yeah, I know. Well, we might.
My move on him was a bit average, but oh well.
We'll move on to Mr. Fens. Congratulations on the third position.
Yay.
Just give us a brief overview of the race. Any issues that you guys encountered at all there? Obviously, you were involved in that massive race on battle between Jared and obviously Ben, your teammate. And Master Berserk was in there as well. Just tell us all about that.
So I had a pretty. I knew in qualifying Greece that I desynced once or twice, but he said he'd message me in the race if I was lagging. Turns out he did, but I didn't get it, so that's a bit unfortunate. Apparently I affected Aaron and Warden, but I actually did touch Aaron on my screen, so I don't think that was lag. But yeah, apart from that, I was just staying behind Ben, and then when I wanted to actually push, I realized that my super sauce were practically dead, so I couldn't really do much.
Very, very good. And obviously, Mr. Temabarik, congratulations on your second place. The championship gap is now 17 points between you and Ryan. Obviously, the strategy call to go on the softs was maybe necessitated by more tyre wear.
I got some advice from someone.
Little birdie.
I trusted very much. Not a different birdie this time. That went out the bloody window.
That explains it.
So yeah, that battle with the battle with Jared and Berserk and Fens was really good. Obviously, you probably just didn't quite have the grip early in the stint.
No, it was a second lap slower. I could do nothing.
Yeah.
It was a total.
Yeah, unfortunately. Anything you wanted to ask the drivers? Charlie, of course, heading next week into Malaysia, where we could have some inclement weather up here.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say great race for all of you. Just wanted to know what your confidence levels are like into Malaysia. We'll start with Fens. What are your confidence levels like?
If he unmutes yourself.
Well, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was busy in the Twitch chat. What did you say?
I said, what are your confidence levels like into Malaysia?
Well, after today, who knows what will be happening in the future? I don't know what happened tonight to my internet. But I'm sort of worried that I'm not going to be allowed to race. So I'm not going to bother practicing really. I don't think, just in case.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have no confidence if I do.
That's
Yeah.
fair enough. Ryan,
What about Ryan?
anything to add on that?
If it's dry, I'll be confident. If it's wet, probably not.
And Ben?
Well, Malaysia's a track I don't do too well at, but pace as of late it's been pretty good. So as long as I get it right, pace will be there. Just don't screw it up in the race next time.
Very
so
good.
that is the end of the Singapore Grand Prix. Thank you all very much for watching. Thanks to my commentator Cameron.
Yeah, and big shout out to those guys watching who, you know, dealt with the obviously the technical issues. First time we're streaming to YouTube, so we're trying to get everything right and make sure that everything is working as it should. So thanks for bearing with us. We'll try and make some changes for next week to hopefully make it a bit better for you guys. But yeah, of course, thanks to you guys for joining us for podium interviews, and obviously thanks for everyone for watching, and join us next week for the Malaysian Grand Prix.